Welcome, guys. Welcome. This is Worldly Wednesdays at this stage, is what we're calling it, which is sort of essentially at this stage it's going to be Distant Worlds Wednesdays, but it's I'm going to sort of just keep it fairly generic. I think in terms of the naming, simply so that I can actually play other Space 4Xs as well. So we'll sort of make it a Space 4X session, not just a session. I mean an ongoing week after week type thing. That way I can sort of play fairly longish games, which of course most of the Space 4Xs do require that. So at this stage we're going to kick off with Distant Worlds, but we're playing things like Gal Civ, Sins of a Solar Empire, Shadow Empire, things like that. So that will be the goal of today. And I am streaming to both YouTube and to Twitch. So welcome, guys. If you are on Twitch, you can redeem ships, and this will be we'll be playing sort of week after week. Now we should point out initially this week will possibly be changed again because excuse me about my throat. It's a pain in the bum. I thought it was coming good, but it's actually not. If you do redeem a name today, we will most likely be restarting. And so your redemption, if you can only do this on Twitch. So if you are on Twitch and you do redeem a name today, then there's a good chance it'll be thrown away. So you may not want to do that. Before we get started, I'll just sort of point out that a lot of these Space 4Xs are on special for one more day. So Distant Worlds, have a quick look at this one through here, is currently at 50% off. So you've got Distant Worlds 50% off through there. Specials on all the other bits of DLC as well. So you've got a fair few of those in there. Other games that may be of interest. Gal Civ is also 50%. 50% off there for Galactic Civilizations 4. So there's a fair few there that if you are interested, you can sort of go and grab them. But we're going to be playing Distant Worlds today, so I'm just going to, I hope my voice isn't too croaky for you. Hi Sci-Fi Snob, how are you going? It's my favourite 4X, yeah, it's a really good one. Very, very good. Anyway, let's just minimise that and get into it. And I will point out that it did update yesterday, and I did mean to have a look to see what it was that was updated. I might just have a quick look at that as well, just before we get into it. Just waiting for that should go to the back very, very soon. Let's go to the Community Hub and have a quick look and see what we can see. It's gone up to 1.2.9.8 after yesterday. So discussions. There it is there. What do we get this time? Bug fixes. Okay. All right. That's okay. But there's some exciting news from 1.2.9.7, which came out 2 days ago. And that is, if I just load one of the existing games in, which one should I load in? It's probably the biggest one. This one does illustrate it pretty well, actually. The new change. So just very, very briefly, you can see through here that we've actually got our empire is here, the wheel, whatever it is, the wheel technocracy or whatever it might be, and there's another group in here with almost an identical colour. We now actually have a way to change that. So I would suggest if you're going to do it, zoom into somewhere where there's nothing. But I'll show you back from here. For the simple reason that when you go and apply this, you do open up the editor, which does show you events. So if we go across in the game menu, game editor, and you'll see all the different events that are sort of all over the place. Go to the Empire to edit. In this case, we want to go to the Duran Technocracy. We now have a primary colour area. We can go and change that colour. And it automatically changes it, so you can see it there. So the colour has now been changed, so we can now definitely see the difference, which is very, very good. Like this is, I'm glad that they've added this in, so you can sort of drop and change things a little bit just to sort of make it sort of so you can really see clearly what's going on. Anyway, that's the the new little change that's come into the game. So I thought I'd just show that one. There's a whole lot of changes like that that are now part of the game, which we'll try to get into as we play. Hi Boland, so pleasant tidings. That voice doesn't sound too good. I hope it gets better soon. Yeah, it's not sore. It's just annoying. It's funny because it sounds like I'm really sick, but I'm actually not. I feel pretty good except for the croakiness, and I am coughing a bit, but yeah, overall it's not too bad. Anyway, that's pretty exciting, this colour change thing. Okay, back from YouTube, we've got Sci-Fi Sniper saying question. My game I usually leave on default settings, yet at the time I am mid-game, say 5 to 8 colonies, contact with a few other empires. Sorry, I've got Big Defender loading, I'll just get rid of that. The AI seems to be building some ships when I want to control my ships. Yeah, so the question you've got then is, when do you want to, so when do you want to start doing your control? I do it right from the start. The way I do it, and we'll be doing that today actually. So we'll be starting off that way. And I'm going to go through it fairly fast, but I'm still going to do it. Am I in this game? I can't keep track of them all. No, we're going to start again. But we're going to be starting again as soon as the Artux and Wekarus come in a week or two's time. So it's not really worth getting a named ship today, to be honest, even though it's a DasTactic game. So, hi Beacon, how you going? So anyway, let's just get started. One thing I don't like is that when you come back out of the game menu, it unpauses, which I don't like. Anyway, we're just going to go back out to the main menu and we'll start again. So let's just get into it. Start a new game. Now we were playing a smallish one last time. I'm thinking I might still do it. It has recommended we start again, by the way, with version 1.2.9.7. So with my voice, I'm going to have to play the Boscara. I think that would be the most applicable. It's either playing as the Boscara or the Xenox, really, at the stage, because they're the two that have been fleshed out. Beacon saying, Daz, you sound sick. I've been ill since last Friday night, and then yesterday I felt fine except for my throat. Today I feel fine except for my throat. So whatever it is gone, except that I've still got the throat, which is annoying. So I had the flu for about 3 or 4 days. But yeah, I feel good. Although I will be, I'm streaming early because I can't sleep because of my throat. So I'm going to try to stream and then go to sleep afterwards to get a couple of hours sleep after that. Right, let's just play with 300 stars. We'll only play small, and I'll just play with the standard Spiral Galaxy. Actually, let's go ring. Let's go with a classic. We can just go with a single ring there. That's actually not bad. I'll go with the normal nebula density. And the galaxy size is going to be small at 4x4. Let's go to the galaxy settings. Now, the way I like to handle the difficulty level with this one is through giving them an ability to have a lot more starting colonies than me, but I think I might bring that one down to just young this time. Level 1 tech, back and through there. If you go young or more, you have to start at level 1. If I go back to starting, I can then bring it back to pre-warp or level 0, but I'll go to young. That'll give them 2 to 4 colonies. I'll play on normal difficulty, but the hostile races, I'll put some more next to me. So I'll end up with, or I could even go many. Let's do that. That'll be our difficulty setting. Reset speed on slow. We'll go only next projects visible, and random research paths will be what we have. Allow tech trading will be on. Threats, pirates will be normal, but they'll be strong. So normal number, but strong fleets. Proximity will be average, stay dead, and space creatures are normal as well. Colonization will be short at 150 M. Our race, we will play as Boscara. There's been some big changes with the Boscara, with all this different stuff through here. Let's not worry about it for now, but we'll get into that when when the game starts. I'm not going to play military dictatorship. I want to play hive mind. So we're going to be playing that way, which gives us big advantages. So we'll just go that way. So Salomon's saying, "Hey Daz, you sound like me. Picked up the cold slash bug in the last week. Hope you feel better soon." I feel fine, but I just can't talk very well. Yeah, disrupted on my sleep too. Glad you're on the mend. And saying very excited about the Empire colour picker. Yes, yeah, I just showed that at the start there. So as we get into it, if we've got problems with the colours, we now have a way around it. Okay, so let's go this way. Next starting situation. One thing I wish they would change, and I keep on forgetting to give feedback, is to not have long-range sensors as part of the hive mind. I don't think it works. I don't think that's a good idea. Right, we'll go trying. That'll make it difficult for us as well. Young, level 1, that'll be okay. And just, I prefer to be on the ring. I'm going to try to get on the ring if I can. Other empires, we'll just have 6 of them. That'll be okay. Next, victory conditions. I might turn off Return of the Shakturi storyline. I'll leave all the rest of them there. This is a Boscara world. This is new artwork that is coming. So I'm streaming to both Twitch and YouTube. So I'll try to sort of pick up the comments from both. Manic Miner saying, "Hey Daz, hope you feel better soon. Are the 4X games your favourite type of strategy game?" Yeah, I guess they are. Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's sort of, I don't know, I like wargaming type games, but I do like these ones that are either fantasy or, like Age of Wonders is my favourite series of all time. And I've just received my embargo for the Giants, which is coming very, very soon. So the Sanctuary Technocracy Unity, that's a weird name. That's okay, we'll just get started. And we are on the edge. This is good. Right, when we get in, we want to make sure that we start paused, because we may need to be building things right from the very, very start. Got a new overseer. Dismiss that message, we don't need it. Going to go back and reset all of my policy settings. We get hive mind straight away, which gives us the long range scanners. If I go back into the policy settings, I'm going to go and change that to default. That just sets all of the automation to the basics. And then I'm going to scroll down, because the thing I do want to be controlling is my fleets. So fleet formation, manual. Fleet postures, manual. Fleet ship management, manual. I don't want the AI getting in the middle of that. But you can do that if you want. You can keep that on if you like, but I like to control that. For me, that's the most fun part of the game. So dismiss this one. Long range scanners, I just better pause that one. Dismiss that. Just grab a drink. Tenor saying, "Hey Dad, how's the health?" I feel fine. Thanks. My voice, I thought, was improving, to be honest. When I came down to start streaming, I thought, actually, it feels pretty good. It feels like a normal, but then I actually started talking, and it's not normal at all. So my apologies, but anyway, it's a Boscara start, so it works for Boscara. We're playing as the bugs. All right, so we've got in this one through here, we can sort of see there's no triangle ships. So if I have a quick look and see, do we have any military ships? No, we don't. So we've got no military ships at all. We need to go and construct some. We'll have a quick look at the tech. So we've got the hyperdrive technology is coming. We'll just leave that one there. That'll be okay. Just want to make doubly sure, because we're playing with random, I want to make sure I've got improved escorts. Otherwise, I'd start again, which we are, which is fine. Okay, so let's zoom back out and have a bit of a look. So we've got two welds, main weld here, and Galapagos has got a small weld with it there. We need to just double check a few little things, like it's, if we have a look at the actual weld we got there, not picking up much there. We do have Caslon there. Alright, so we've got Caslon at that location. No Caslon at our home weld. That's going to make life difficult. Let's go to our resources very quickly, have a look. Because we're playing on a trying weld, it means we're going to have some troubles. Let's just go and see. For the construction resources, carbonite, we don't know any of these. That's a problem. And polymer. Alright, they're the two ones we have to worry about. So we're going to need to find them. So that's an issue. So we have to hope that we find some of them pretty early on, if we can. We may find them early, but that's going to be a critical resource for us. Because we don't have any, we need to spend what we've got very, very judiciously. So I need to build my ships, the ones that I need, using the existing polymer and carbonite. So let's go and design those. If we go to ship designs. Now, what I like to do here with ship designs is click on roll and have it so it sorts by role. And so you can see we've got three different types. We've got an escort, a heavy escort, and a patrol escort. Now, the last time I played, I ended up with using all three types in the fleet. I may do the same thing here. I'll probably just copy what I did last time. So the frigate, we're going to start there. And I can just, if I go and upgrade, it will then change this from automatic to manual, which is what I want. Or I can just go and click on it and just have all of these set immediately to manual. So either way, it doesn't really matter. As long as that's manual, I don't want the AI looking after that. So I'm overriding the AI from that role. Okay, we're just going to go and upgrade. What we're looking at here is getting bang for buck. Now, these ships don't fire backwards, so they all face the front, all of the weaponry. It's got front-facing weapons, which means that I'm going to need some way to protect it against fighter craft, because fighter craft will come in behind it and blast it to pieces. So when I make a fleet, I need to make sure that there's some ships that sit behind it. Let's have a look and see what we've got in through here. Again, by default, what I would suggest that you do, very like at the start, is this is your filter, and that's your sort. Filter it by latest per category and family. That way you'll only get the latest per category and family. And then sort by bay type, category, family, and size. That will give you a much more logical area to then go and work in. This is the internals of the ship. As you can see, they're full. Sometimes you have designs where there might be one left over, and you may be able to use it. In our case, we're looking at things, for example, like we've got 2 reactors, we've got 2 fuel cells. I really need a minimum of about 200 range. If I zoom on down here, yep, my fuel range is 191. I can't get rid of fuel. If I get rid of a fuel cell, it's going to make that not like I'm going to be too short. So I need about 200. I need to make sure that the 2 reactors, I've got like that they're okay. You may end up with something where the reactors are overpowered, and if it's under halfway in both of these, you can get rid of one of the reactors. I'll show you what I mean. Ditch it, bang, we're in the red. Can't do that. I need that reactor. It's going to make life difficult. I can still operate, but I do need it. Fuel cell, get rid of the fuel cell. My range goes down to 96M. That's too short, so I need that fuel cell. All right, so we can't really do much there. The ship is traveling at 74, which is a nice fast movement. We have a little bit of extra left over, but we can get rid of a lot of what we actually have through here. Let's ditch all of the weaponry and start from scratch with weapons. We have 3 large mounts and 2 small mounts. I do want to still get some point defense. Now, with this is WIN, is the point defense. I could use interceptor missiles, but these actually take up all 19. I want the sentinel multi-beam. I'm just going to pop that into one slot there. So I've got one of them in the small slots. So it's still facing the front, or it's, can fire back a little bit, but not very much. Okay, then at the front, I'm just going to go with plasma blasters, medium plasma blasters. These are very small, at size 20, but they're ideal for this. So just get all 3 of those there. Now we're almost at the full size. In fact, we pretty much are. There's nothing much else that I want there. Countermeasures I'm happy with. So I think I'll keep the countermeasures in that sense. And then short range sensor array is fine as well. And that's all good. So I'm actually happy with that. So we've got one slot. We've only got 2 points left over. But I'm actually okay with this one. Plasma frigate. Done. Save and exit. Oh, before I go. Aggressive against weaker. Aggressive against stronger. I want them closing the gap because the plasma blasters, you'll see there the damage near the top. Damage is 7.36 per second, and then damage at maximum range is only about 3 per second. So less than half at long range. So we need to be at short range for that to be most effective. So by telling them to be aggressive against stronger ships, they'll close the gap. But because they're closing the gap, let's get them to run away earlier at 20 and 50. 20 armor, 50, and sorry, that's 20 shielding and armor. Yeah, shields below 20, armor below 50. That's okay where that is. Now we can save and exit. Just want to make sure this design upgrades to the latest design for the hull. I want this to be to the plasma frigate for the roll. So the roll is frigate, but I just want to make sure that I change those. Save and exit. That's that one. This one travels at 70. So let's go to the patrol escort, which can go faster. This will be our first ships that will go in and soak up the damage. So we're going to go in and upgrade. These are smaller, much smaller. 2 weapon mounts, 3 engines. Energy is fine. Traveling at 92. These are very, very quick. This is good stuff. Let's get rid of we'll keep the plasma blaster. And the sentinel, I might even keep another sentinel on the front there. And how are we going for size? Got heaps of size left over. Short range sensor array. Let's ditch that one and put on a countermeasure system. Alright, now I could, because of the size, I could actually put 2 plasma blasters on there if I wanted to. But these will be the first ones that deal with the small craft. So they'll be out in front. I'll just keep that where that is. Again, make sure that the internals are full. Aggressive. 2050. Now in this case I'm going to make it a picket. It often will change that anyway on its own. And then upgrade to the latest design for the roll. For the hull. Largest hull for the roll. Yeah, I should have been hull, I think, because the hull is the patrol escort. Yes, I want to keep it on patrol escort. Latest design for the hull is what I want. So that's done as well. And this will be our patrol escort. Save and exit. And I'll just go back to the frigate, edit that one. And for the hull, there we go. The hull is more important. Save and exit. Now we should have actually had, the other ones should have actually shown up, I think. We've got the heavy escort in here. Let's go into this one here. So that's the hull there. The roll is escort. The hull is the defining factor. So we'll just go into upgrade. This will be our heavy escort. Now these travel at 56. These are slow. We don't have this last engine mount bay. It's there. I wish it wasn't. It's there, but it's not actually usable for this design. But we have more weaponry. So we've got. We'll get rid of the of that one. We'll put in the Sentinel. This one is got heaps more space as well. We're full in there. Reactors are fine. The speed is terribly slow. This will be the one that we use to try to kill off the things behind us. So that'll be at the back of the fleet, these particular ones. So I'm going to get rid of the short-range sensor array here. I'm going to put in a target tracking system. So these will be more about attack. So because they're not going to be, they're going to be late to the battle. Aggressive and aggressive. Back in through there. And then 2050. I'll keep them in the core. And that will be the latest design for the hull. Yep, that's okay. So that's okay. Excuse me. It's funny, I should be able to go and select the others. It's not showing the other hull types, which is unusual. Save and exit. Anyway, that one's done. Now, the only reason that the other escort may be useful is because it should be a bit cheaper, and in reality, we've got a lot of space left over in the others, so we could just make use of this one here. And 2 Proton engines. We don't have that third one. I only have two in through this other side. Get rid of that one. Put in the Sentinel. This one's also going to be travelling at 72. This one, because it's smaller and lighter, it can now travel at the same speed as our main ships. So this will travel with our main ships. That's the only reason I'm really bringing this one in. I'm going to ditch that one. These ones probably won't be targeted, so let's make it the target tracking system is what it will then have. So it will have better targeting. Yeah, that's okay, I think. I don't need to do anything else there. And so this will just be our escort, our plasma escort. Okay. And whoops. So we'll just go back up the top. Yeah, we're miles off in size. Don't know what's happened there. I've accidentally, there we are. You can now see it again. So aggressive, 2050. Core is fine as well. Yep, so that's okay there. All right, so that'll be fine. Okay. Yeah, you can see there we don't have polymer carbonite or MROS crystals, so they're the 3 things we don't actually have. Yep, so that's okay where we are there. So I think that's about it, really. Yeah, that's travel about the same size as our main ships. So I'll save an exit there. That then sets up our basic ship designs. So we've got those now done. And you don't have to do that, but I like to do it. We're now going to go back to military and go back to the fleet. This is the easiest way to handle fleets, is to use the fleet template. I'm just going to start off with the defense fleet, but I go to each one of these and just go and edit and change these to not trim excess ships. just in case I forget later on. This allows me to overpower the fleets if I want to. That means I can add more ships to them. So I want the AI to manage the fleets mainly rather than me. I'm going to start off with defense fleets. We're going to edit this one. We don't have cruisers, don't have destroyers. We do have frigates. 3 frigates probably be about right, I think. Maybe we could even try 2 at the start. No, I'll go 3. Actually, no, I'll go 2. Escort, escort, escort. So we need to have some that are going to be patrol escorts. We need some that are going to be heavy escorts. And some that are just going to be escorts. The patrol escorts go out in front. So let's have 2 of those. Let's only have 1 heavy escort, and let's have 2 of the other one as well. So that gives us a fairly large sort of fleet. So we'll start there. Fleet engagement range, initially I want these to be in the same system. So just look after systems, not looking after anything bigger. And that's it. That's my defence fleet now sorted out. 7 ships. It's going to cost me, each one of these is going to cost me 28,000 plus the resources. I've got 38,000. So I'm going to go back in and I'm going to build a fleet at Sanctuary. So defence fleet, build new fleet at. I've got Sanctuary 1 and Sanctuary 2. They've got 2 spaceports. That's interesting. I'll build it at Sanctuary 1. But I can build it at the second one as well. I'm going to run out of money. As soon as I can start building the second one, I'll do that. Now, that's my first fleet. I'm just going to go back out. Go control number 1, which will then give me a hotkey, just so I can go and pick it. And that's what it's going to be defending. It's defending that area there when it gets built. Now, Sanctuary 2, we must have a second world here. We do. So another spaceport in here. So 2 spaceports. That's good. I'll start to build the next fleet there as well. So I'll just go back in, get this one here, defense fleet, and we'll build this one at Sanctuary 2. I can only get 2 ships there. That's all I could afford, a frigate and a patrol escort. But when I get more money, I can then just update it. So both locations are now building, and so yeah, that'll be fine. Let's just and this one control group number 2. All right, let's unpause the game now. Make it go twice as fast, and we'll just watch group number 2 come in as they get built. We can see the 2 that are in there. I'm looking at this to see if there's any other ships that are queued up to be built. There's nothing there. I just want to make sure that that they're not going to build anything that we don't want. Yeah, so they're building. That's our fleet there. That's fine. I need to leave enough stuff for the AI to do what they want to do as well. So the first lot of frigates have now been done. Now we're looking for those missing construction resources. Our money is not great yet. I'm just going to grab myself a drink of water, be right back. All right, we have found ourselves pirates. So, encountered a new pirate faction in the Progoras system, the Ethiopia Horde. This pirate faction is predominantly composed of Boscaras, the same as our empire. I have a little bit of a house rule. If I come across a one of these, like a pirate that's the same faction, I will usually befriend it. So I'm going to actually, I'm going to befriend this one. So I'm just going to dismiss it. Now they should actually offer us protection. I'm going to accept this. Now it's going to drain our money a bit, but nothing too bad, I don't think. Got a new ambassador. Got nowhere to send it. Got new escorts being completed. The second is now finished, but we need more ships. Because it's using this fleet template, I can just basically top it up with ships when they'll get the money. But we're not getting the money yet. Now we've just got a big boost there. It's suggesting that we do a trip cloning at this stage. Do we know anything? No. We don't really have any reason to start getting our troops yet, other than that pirate group. But we've befriended them, so we don't need to do that one. And ships as well. There's none of these that I need. I'm going to decline that, and I'm going to decline that. I'm tempted to get that, but I'm going to decline it. And I'm just going to go back to the second fleet and top up with ships. There we are. So that's now got all of the second fleet ready to go. The first fleet is still building. Now, do we have any science? Oh, we have a sensor research station. That is useful. Yeah, that's very useful for us. So it's sort of unusual to get them at the start. Steve saying, hoot, December 2 Wednesday, yes. Orangutans Library saying, hey Daz, chat. Ironic that the Dayots have a home system called Sanctuary. Oh, this is the Boscara, yeah, I know. The naming is a bit funny. New frigate completed, yep, that's fine. Back on YouTube, I'll just pause again and just read a few more of the comments. I can't saying what's happening to your voice. You sound creepy, robot overlord. Yes, it's I've had the flu, and it's just not like my voice isn't coming good. Yes, Surrender Human. I'm the master tactician of the Roboticus. Here we are. Doesn't like Nightbot doesn't like the caps. Like this new DasTactic voice, all he needs is a robot costume. It's funny. One of my friends reckons I'm a robot anyway. So I guess I'm a little late to this party. I only just started actually. Someone's saying I've got to bounce for some day job activities. Yep. Okay. Thanks, Solomons. All right, let's keep on going. So I'm streaming both on Twitch and YouTube. So welcome to both areas. And this will be a regular weekly thing. But when I wake up, now I didn't manage to get back to sleep last night because of my throat. So I'm streaming early, and then I'm going to be trying to get a couple of hours sleep after this. That's the goal. Kat saying, how's this game compared to Stellaris? Very different. This is a full-on simulation game, whereas Stellaris is more like a board game in comparison. So orangutans, did the DasDemption chips get put in? Or was it too soon? I wouldn't do it yet because within a week or two we're going to be switching across the Artuks or the Wicarus. So we'll be starting again, probably next week, I would guess. I'm not exactly sure when I'm going to be able to show it, but I'm thinking it'll be close next week. Because I may have the ability to show it early if I can. So new mining station completed. If that's the case, then we'll start again. So I wouldn't bother with. I probably would just reject any DasTemptions today. I think I put DasTemption in the name, but in hindsight, probably not really a great idea. Sound like a Boscaran. Yes, that's why we're playing Boscara. What do we got here? New mining station completed. Now that's Caslon. Yes, we want that absolutely. New escort. Yep, that's okay. And ooh, this is good. This is good. Where's that? Down there. All right, this is definitely an area that we need to be building on. Is this one here? It's funny. Why did it say that? This is exactly what I need. I'll assign those missions now for now. Now, can I... Yeah, so discovery. For whatever reason, we don't have the ability to build what we need to build there. It's discovered that there's a bonus there. I think we need this guy to go across. So he'll do this one, then he'll go across. And then we'll be able to build another research base there, and that will be very, very important to us. Like, very important. So Orangutan saying fingers crossed, looking forward to that DLC. Yes, yeah. So no, I'm hopeful I'll be able to show it early. I normally can, but sometimes it's only like a couple of days or something. All right, so we've got all of that sort of under control. We've got money. Now the thing we don't have is, again, with the resources. The carbonite, we've still got 12,000 floating around. The polymer, we've got 22,000, so we've got a bit of it. But we have to be careful because we're going to run out. And we need to find it. And emerald crystals as well, got 14,000 there. I'm going to change my fleets. I'm just going to go across to both fleets. Defense fleet, edit. I'm going to add one more frigate to the mix because I think that will be more rounded. I want to build it before we run out of those resources. So I'm going to, and while I've got the money. So I'm just going to go and do that one. By upping that one, I can then just go to the first fleet and tell them to top it up. There's our other frigate. Second fleet, top up. So they're now going to be building those ships. I'll leave that there. Let's go and watch this ship. It's now moving off to Zeta Turinae 1. Okay, strange gravitic features encountered at Zeta Turinae 1. Appear random. Oh, we got ourselves a problem. So we've got Gravelexes all the way through here. So this is strange. I'll just dismiss that. So we actually have a now it may be damaging this ship. It's actually okay at the moment. So we've got 4 Gravelexes. That's why we can't build anything at the moment. Alright. The second fleet is almost ready to go. Once that one comes in, we'll send him out to clear out that system because I want to be building there. What was that last message? Score completed. Dismiss that one. Let the scientists just do their stuff automatically. mission. Build a resort base. Yep, that's fine. Yep, I'll assign that mission. What we have to hope is that they build enough mining ships for when we do eventually find polymers. This is still being built. Now this is still under construction. The shielding is coming up. New frigate completed. There we are. New spies appeared. I'll let them just do their stuff automatically. Now I'm going to wait till the shielding gets to about half, and then I'll go after those Gravelixes. This one's coming back for repair. It almost got destroyed by the Gravelixes. And possibly also by the fissure, the gravitic fissure. Just got to wait for these to recharge the shields. I don't want to go into the fight with low shields. This is the latest of the ships. All the other ones will be full. Like their shielding is all fine. It's just this one here. Long range scanner just kicked in. Great, that's good. So we've got them turned on. We should have them a little bit around the place. All right, let's go for it. Excuse me. Now I'm going to set my tactics to the formation to be tight, maybe even very tight. This will keep them all nicely compact. Reassign this positions within the fleet as needed. This is how we dictate whether they're pickets or core or whatever it might be. They're probably going to put everything into core. Retreat when the enemy strength is 100% or greater. That should be okay. We've got strength is actually pretty good. But let's go in and just move into here. Oops, that's their positioning that they're moving off to. That's almost at the edge of their fuel range. So the fuel range is the yellow one. So they're going to be pretty much out of fuel. What I might do is actually just go back into my construction and go to build orders and just get a couple of fuel tankers. I can certainly afford them. Get those built. And yeah, we just need to find these resources. Unfortunately, if we don't find them, it's going to make life very, very difficult for us. And every time I say yes to these, it's less materials we then have to build them when we do find them. But I'm still going to say yes. This fleet has now become manually controlled. I might even get a third fleet, although our cash flow is not great. Maybe the 2 fleets is all we can really do at this stage. Yes, Orangutans are saying, by the way, Distant Worlds 2 is on sale on Steam as part of their spring sale. Yes, for one more day. You've got about 24 hours to get it at 50% off. So grab it if you don't have it, because the most it's ever been, I think, is 60%. You can see our fuel is running short. If we run out of fuel, we run out of energy. If we run out of energy, we can't fire weapons. That's sort of how the game works. So fuel reserves are important. See more bugs over this way as well. What are we seeing here? There's something there. I don't know what it is. There's more ships over this way. We'll eventually get there. Just explorer ships there. Checking things out. I don't want to be losing ships, so you know, if they start to take damage, I want them out of there. Should have shown this in more detail. Now we're all over the place here, unfortunately. Yeah, we're going to be picked on. Now we came in all over the shop when our ships came in, because we've in fact they're the ones. It's just a normal escort. They've only got one fuel cell. Right, they're the problem. It's not me, it's them. Yeah, okay. So they're a real issue actually. We might have to ditch them from our fleets because of their lack of fuel. They'll be okay for home fleets, but not for these other fleets. So let's go and hit this one here. Getting smacked. We're trying to run now. It's trying to run because of the damage done to it. It's gone. It's trying to jump. So I'm not giving any orders at this stage. Now we came in all over the place here. It's trying to jump away. It's not getting close enough to do any damage. One ship down. Come on, just get one of them. He's going to try to jump away. It's not taking too much damage. Okay, the 29. Got one ship left. Come on, get out of there. It's not going to make it. Yeah, hyperdrive was offline. It's down. It got destroyed as well. So that was a bit of a disaster for us. All right, let's go back to the second fleet. It's taken damage. That was not good. We didn't even get to kill one of them. Let's miss that one. Yeah, we'll assign that mission. Carbonites, there we are. All right, So Alpha Nor 2, we'll assign that mission that gets carbonite. We need polymer now. And emerald crystals. Okay, so all of these guys have not done too well here. So we've got some damage that was then sort of done. I'm going to we're going to have to fix these ships up. So that's not what I wanted to have happen. We're going to need to redesign our fleets. So rather than manually go in and do it, I'm going to go across and change the fleet template. I'm going to make a raiding force as my new attack force. So I'm just going to go back in and edit this one. 3 frigates. I might make it 4 in this case. Add item. We need 2 of these. So we need that to have the patrol escort. Just go for the frigate and the heavy escort. And we're going to use the range. I will keep it at, say, 50% fuel range. So I'm not going to use the small escorts in this one here. So patrol escorts, I'll still only keep 2 of those, but I'll go in with, say, 4 of the heavy escorts. They're the ones that will follow in behind. So let's make this our new fleet. This is going to be our raiding force fleet. So yep, I'll make it so that it goes at, say, 100M. Will be its range. That's by default. I can override that. So that's my fleet. I'm not going to build a new one. I'm just going to go back to the second, which is now selected, and change the template to raiding force. And then I'm going to top up with more ships. And so it's now going to add in the ships that it requires. We do have an escort there. I'm going to tell it to retrofit. Yeah, this one is retrofitting to a plasma escort. Now it's it's already there. I'm going to do a long right click here and retrofit to another patrol escort. So it will go back and do that. That way I'm overriding what it's got. If I go back to the second, I've got more ships in here than what I should have. Because of that ship there. They're all patrol escorts and heavy escorts. They're all the frigates. Yep, that's fine. The second, got no mission. I'm just going to tell them to go back and refuel and repair. And I'll just give that one the order again. To go back and become a patrol escort. So they'll limp their way home. There we go, we've got another long-range scanner there, another long-range scanner over here now, which is good. Okay, sorry about not looking at everything. Is this so real old one is saying, is this real time or turn based? It's pausable real time. So Orangutans are saying also Distant Worlds 2 plus all the DLCs. Yeah. So you can and Distant Worlds Universe. I don't think you'd play Distant Worlds Universe again, would you? In reality. So Orangutans saying, glad you didn't name the ships. Yes, I know. Alright, assign mission. Carbonite and polymer. Awesome. This is now our really a very, very important system for us. It's a long way away from home. New escort completed. We may still find something close to home. New resort base completed. Alright, so, real old one is saying, looks like my piece of cake, but I believe that of other real-time forex as well. I guess I'll watch a little more to get more information. It's a simulation game at its core, so it's not like Stellaris or Gal Civ or any of the other games. This is full-on simulation, and I'll show you what I mean by that. We've got a bit of money at the moment, but I'll explain how the simulation aspect works. We've been desperately wanting to get. This is all the different resources in the game. These are the resources on the different planets. We've found 2 sources of carbonite, and with carbonite, we've now got a mining ship heading out to go and grab carbonite. We've found 1 source of emerald crystals as well. We've got polymer where we've found 1 source. Now, if I go and click on polymer as an example, that's the 1 source of polymer that we actually have. We don't have polymer anywhere else in our empire. This is outside of our empire. Because that's the only source we have, we must control it. So it's now changed our whole strategic outlook from when we started to now make sure that this is part of what we own. And I can't change the borders, but if anything takes this area, I must go to war with them. And the reason for that, you can notice that the only global resource is money. So we've got like cash up through here. Everything else has to be transported back to the actual planets. And so this is our home world here. And so when I go to the home world, Sanctuary 1, Sanctuary 1 has got a star base around it. This is the star base here. And so the star base, you'll see there it's got resource shortages of 5. The planet as well is also going to have the same resource shortages. And if I click on either one of these, they're sharing the resources. So the resources from the planet and the star base are both shared. If I go and click on the resources here and then start to scroll down, anything in red is a shortage. And so Caslon, which is our fuel, we've got a shortage of that, but we've still got a lot on hand. If anything is the maintenance in here is what we want. So this is actually how the game works. We don't control the private sector. So the freighters and the mining ships and all that sort of stuff, they only go out and do what they do based on what's been asked. And so the planets are asking for a set amount of different resources. We start off with a fair amount to start, but over time they run out. And they run out as they build things. And so all of the construction resources we see through here, at the moment carbonite is okay, but we wanted to get about 1,500. We've got 2,500, but everything we build, until we get a mining operation for it, will start to drain away, and eventually we're going to run out. And so this is the drama that we actually have. Emerald crystals as well. We've got 3,000. We're looking for 500 there. Polymer, which is the example, you'll see there that we want 3,700, but we've only got 2,700. We've been using it up, and so all of these different construction resources are required to build ships, and so when they start to run out, that's a problem. The luxury resources are how the planets develop, and so these are other resources that come in. They're not used in ship construction. They're used on the planet to develop the planet and make the planet more viable. The money, and it's a bit, again, I'm not looking at this because I don't need to, but just to show the scope of the simulation. If I go and click on the planet and then go to the planet detail screen, this is actually what's happening on the planet itself. And so we've got a size for the planet. The quality is sort of like how we could settle the planet and how we actually interact with it. Our maximum population is 3.4 billion, and we currently have a population of 3.3 billion. So we're pretty close to our maximum population on this planet. The development is where the money kicks, where these luxury resources kick in. And we can see down through here as well. Development, we're getting 45% from population and 46% from resources. Every different type of luxury resource has got the chance to sort of, they're different, but they can boost our development. And boosting the development means that we end up with more revenue coming in. The approval, they'll try to keep on these core worlds the approval at about +5, and that's handled through tax. So if they're happy through having the resources, and if they have the revenue through having the resources, then the tax rate can be higher because they're going to be happier. But 28% is not a great tax rate. I would prefer it up in the 30s or 40s, but it's just automatically doing this to try to maintain the approval of +5. If it's a small planet, I'll show you that as well. But we've got our revenue. We lose 30% through corruption. Now we can do things to try to fix that. Our base revenue then that's left is 48,000. The gross tax revenue is 28% of that, which is 13,000. The support costs to run this planet are 1,700, and then so the net tax revenue that we get every year is about 12,000. So this is how the simulation from those other resources kick in as well. It's a very, very good system. Every ship that we have, that we build, if we go across and go back to the ship designer as an example. So we're building frigates at the moment. We've been building frigates and different escorts. So if I go across into here and go and edit this design, now I can't actually change it because it's already been we've already got existing ships. But every single component, like if I go to the plasma blaster, for example, excuse me, this uses Necros stone and Krypton. You can see at the top there. So it costs us Necros stone and Krypton to build this component. And so and every component, this one here is 3 Krypton. To build a shield, it's going to be 2 polymer, 4 argon, 4 Krypton, 2 silicon. So you'll see that there's a component cost to design the ship. So there's everything in the ship. Down the bottom here, we have the resources required to build it. So for me to build one of these ships, just one of these frigates, is going to cost me 116 polymer. Everything costs resources. If I don't find the polymer, I can't build the ships. And the polymer can't just be global. It has to be at the location. If it's not at the location, it doesn't count. So if I go and, I'll just go and cancel that. But if I go out, and so every single ship design, including the private sector. So let's just say that there's a mining ship that's going to be done, which is we'll go this one here. There's 10 of these. The private sector has already built 10 of these ships. I can have a look and see how they're constructed as well. And so these also, because of their resources, this one requires 102 polymer to build. So as I run out of these resources, I've got to be super careful. But every single planet has its own, if I go back to the planets into here, the colonies. So all of the colonies, this is the revenue that's coming in. We saw the 12,000. We have other ones that aren't really giving us as much. So Sanctuary has got an approval there of very, very high because we're trying to grow it. So our tax rate is low. So because we can have a population of 4 billion, and we've only got a current population here of about 2 billion. So we can grow a lot more. When we get to about half, that will then stop or not stop, but this approval rate will then come down even lower. If we go to the other one, which has only got 500 million population on it, this one is also running at 21%, I think. Yeah, 21% in through here, but only 5% tax rate. And if we have a look at the resource shortages here, this one is nearly out of resources by the looks of things. It's got hardly any Caslon left. Krypton is right on the limits. There is still a bit of polymer, but right on the limit. Silicon is starting to run out of. So all of the private sector, and if we have a look at what will actually end up happening here, if we look at a mining ship, there's a light trader. Some of these will just be hovering around waiting for stuff to happen. But this one's interesting. So this one is transporting from Sanctuary 1 to SU. So this particular freighter, which we don't control, is moving from that location to this world here because they've asked for resources. So if we go back, and if I just press the backspace, it's moving steel, Krypton, and silicon because this planet is asking for, silicon? It's asking for silicon. It's asking for Krypton and whatever the other one was, steel. So it's got shortages. So it said, please send me some more stuff. So that ship has to go and pick that up from this other moon, from this other planet, from our home world. So it's now grabbed all that stuff, and if I unpause, it's now going to move off. You saw there was more freighters coming in just to sort of top it up with stuff, and it's now going to jump off. All of these have got different jobs to do. Some of them will just sit around and do nothing until there's a job for it. If you find mining ships will have like a circle with a little cross through them, like that one there. So this one here is going off to mine Okwanui in the Brussels system. So it's only just left. It's full of fuel, and it's now heading off to mine in this system in here. And so at the moment, it's finding that this particular world has got resources, either the granite or the Necros stone, that are most valuable for it. Eventually, they're going to start to kick across and pick up the polymer from here as well. So those ships don't require a mining station. The other ones do. So this construction ship, for example, is it a construction? No, that's transporting cargo. Silent Challenge. Is building a large mining station at San Francisco. So if I go and don't know if it'll show us. Yeah, it won't show us. Actually, that's showing it where it is. So it's trying to build a large mining station back over here somewhere at San Francisco 1. So it's actually moving across this particular mining station. So that's actually what it's actually up to. Didn't seem to have enough resources though to do that. No, this has got some resources. It's got 6 steel and 6 memna. It's got to go back home first. Let's just follow it and watch. Now it's asking for do things like armor barracks and stuff like that. I'm going to build them after I find that I need for it. With the money that I have, I'm going to go back to my 2 colonies. I'm going to be building a total war, robotics, trip cloning. I'll build trip cloning there and here, I think. She might even build the armor there, armor barracks. We'll just get the 2 for ground combat. We'll just get them ready. Yeah, so Ranting saying, yeah, watch Daz play, explains the game well, thanks for that. I'm not sure he's an RTS fan. I'm not actually usually, but I love this game. So we'll decline that offer. These messages, if they get annoying, we can change these. Now this one here is actually great as well. Where is this? Again, we've got, I've just found this one. So what's happening here? Let's just talk a little bit about explorer ships. So with the explorer ships, this one is exploring the elephant's trunk system, which is this system here. By the way, the system names, I've been using mods to change the system names. Some of these names have been a little bit sort of strange, actually, so I may look and see which mods I've got running. But in this case, these are exploring. Now, it's moving off to explore Elephant's Trunk. Now, Elephant's Trunk will be the main star. So it's going in. We don't know much about it yet, but let's have a look and see what's going on here. So its job is to explore. Just bring it in so it can sort of see. Now, I think have other things coming through. Gee, we're finding a lot of good stuff here. We'll just look at this as well. This is Caladan. Location bonus. This is where I want to override and make sure I get research stations built. Each research station is a boost to our research, and we really need it badly at playing as a Boscara, because they're so bad at it. So we're not going to override to go and build one, I will. Because of the lack of polymer, it's going to be a problem. So if I go to show me with this one here, we haven't been there yet. We haven't actually explored it. We've got question marks, like in through here, exploration. The exploration level is important when we go to anything. If it's only level 1, it means that we've visually seen it. So someone has seen it through like a telescope. In this case, this ship has jumped into this system. This is on the edge of where our explorers are moving at this point in time. So this one's coming in here, and it's there's a Gravelex or something back over here as well. Yeah, there's a white dwarf Gravelex. Not that it'll matter that much, but this ship has visually seen that location. It's also visually seen this location. It's now going to explore these locations. It does it two different ways. So as it comes back in, we'll see it very soon as it gets closer. So it's moving in. Now it'll stop in a second and start to do a sector sweep or a sweep with its radars. Excuse me. Yeah, I'll dismiss that one. Scenery is okay for tourism, but it's not good for that's not good for us. So we're playing as a bug faction. We're playing as one of the most aggressive factions in the game. So we're sort of looking to, get everything sort of queued up. So this thing is still, now it's just stopped. So you'll notice that its speed is now 0. It's now in a position where it can start to check out what's going on. We've still only got visual range, so I've paused it right now. The ship itself, if I go and have a look at it, this has got two different sorts of scanners. The way that the game works is that the internals are white, the engines are yellow. If there was any weaponry, it would be red underneath that one. Then the defences are in blue, and then in green are the scanners or the sensors. Now we have two different types of scanners that are available to us. The resource scanner is like these come at like normally when you're playing the game. If you're playing it from an earlier start, you have a much less powerful scanner. So we've got the advanced survey module in through here, which has got survey amount 15, survey maximum level is 25, and then the survey time is 110 seconds. The resource scanner is the other type of scanner. And so what this one does is it's got a exploration power of 5, exploration range of 5,000, and exploration time of 45. So what that means is it's going to, first of all, use the resource scanner to put out a blip for 45 seconds. And it's going to then try to get the exploration power up to 5. So if we just press escape and have a look and just sort of see what's in here. At the moment, we don't know the quality of this thing. We don't know anything. There's no resources. It's all unknown. So let's just wait the 45 seconds, or it's only going to be 20 seconds here. So it's now scanning away. And just imagine like it's now doing a radar scan. There's the timer there. So it's using the resource scanner for 45 seconds. Done. Now it's jumping away. Well, so what's happened? At that point, it's finished using the sweep, the resource scanner. This one has now got the 5 from the exploration that it just did, and it's completely explored. There's nothing there. There's no reason for it to go any further. It's now going to jump across to the other planet. So let's go and watch that. So it's now going to Elephant Trunk 1. If I press L, it'll just lock in on the ship. Okay, now when we got to this one, we've also found strange gravitic fissures were encountered. This means we're going to end up with more of those Gravelexes here as well. So, yep. So again, we've got more of these. We're just going to dismiss that. But here we go. So we're now going to try to move in, but these are going to come out and attack our ship. New mining station completed. Okay, we've got more of those done. This ship is going to run. It may not make it. There's just too many Gravelexes. So these are unusual locations that we're finding. So you can notice that there's actually like a there's lightning and stuff like that around this actual region. So we're unfortunately not going to get close enough with this explorer to go and see that one. This one here is, let's watch this one, and I'll just show you the difference here as well as it comes through. Now, every resource on any location can be hidden to a certain degree. That's why there may still be more of what we need close by that we just don't know. This one's coming into a desert savanna moon. It's going to stop and do its it's going to Evaku, which is a moon of this particular planet, a gas giant. So it's going to start its thing in through here. It's doing its 45-second sweep. Now, we found an independent colony of Wekaruses. They possess a powerful artifact, the Rekarun crystal. We might want that, I think. I think we might want that. So we can see where they are. Actually, it doesn't show us directly. By doing that, I'll just see if we can see it there. They're way over here. So for us, that's a location that we probably want to go and take over, I would think. Now we're going to start getting smashed with different messages. I'll just do I'll finish off this Explorer, and then we'll just go through it. It's interesting to see what the Explorers actually do. Now that first sweep is 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now at that point, you'll notice that it's now gone to 110 seconds. So what's happened there? These gifts, I'll deal with these in just a minute. So we've got to 5, but it's now yellow because it's done enough of that broad sweep to realise there's something else there, but they don't know what it is. So they no longer use the sweep. They now have to send away teams onto the actual planet. And so now what they're going to do is going to start to move in with the other type of Explorer, the Advanced Survey Module. And so the Advanced Survey Module travels to their location, and this takes 110 seconds. And its survey amount is 15 up to a maximum of 25. So after it does the 110 seconds, it will go from 5 to 15 if the resources... I might even show you how that works, actually. I mean, this is a bit cheaty, but there's something in here. We don't know what it is. It's not something I need, I don't think. If I go and open up the game editor, as an example, and click on this particular moon, we can then see that there's actually a facility which is actually at discovery level 50. I'm not going to be able to find this, so that's okay. This has got a hidden ruins on the planet, which we not. So we probably shouldn't really have known about that one. But this is the editor. So anyway, that's what's going to happen here. Is they're going to keep on doing what they're doing, and the first one will go then from 5 to 15, and then they'll keep on doing it until they get to 25, which is their maximum. So without realizing that there's actually ruins at that point, because the scanner only goes up to 25, it'll then turn around and go somewhere else. So we would then need to go and research more of those techs. So to get the scanners, where are they? The exploration scanners in through here. That's a different one. This is planetary exploration. That then leads to multi-team, which gets them up to 40. That would still not be enough. Beyond that, there'd be another one, and that's when we would then discover that resource. That ruins would be after that point. And if we go back out and click on the Explorers here and start to sort of have a bit of a look, we'll see different coloured areas showing of, like the green ones means that this has been completely explored. So at 5, it's all fine. There's nothing else there. And yellow, it means that we're not done yet. Actually, they've only just started there. If I go back into these, if I just turn off my long-range scanner, so you'll see that most of these are yellow, even around like our home system and stuff. It's hard to tell the difference. I think that one's green. Yeah, that one's green, so that one's fine. This one's yellow. And if we have a look, we'll see there that that some of these are okay. Like these are 25 and they've found everything that they need. They're 17 and found what it needs. These have actually all found stuff, but these ones that are 5 haven't found what they need yet. That one's okay, but there's still hidden things there that need to be resolved. So when we see the yellow, it means that there's more to do. This is interesting. See how it's 24 and yellow. Oh, sorry, there is an explorer there. So this one's trying to get up to that 25, so it's just finishing it off. If we have, now there's going to be other, this is a light hauler that's coming in from somewhere. We don't know where this one's coming from. It may be the Wackerus world, for all we know. This is coming into a mining station. And one of the interesting things about the game as well, just doing this bit of a deep dive into the way exploration works. This one's 17, but we don't have an explorer here. What's happening is the mining station itself is slowly exploring this planet. And so just by being here, which makes sense, they're slower than an explorer, but they'll just keep on going up until it's 100%. They'll just keep on going and going and going. So there's still unknown items here. We don't know what it is yet, but the mining station will eventually find it. So it may be that another research will come across and look for it as well. If we go back to one of our worlds and have a look, you see this one's 32 and improving. 32 and it's already at maximum, but we've got people on the planet, and so they're looking as well. Everyone's basically looking, but it's just interesting the way the game does work. Anyway, that's that one. What else are we going to look at? We're going to look at this. So I'm going to actually basically invade this planet. So I don't want to be waiting around for for them to accept gifts and then we use diplomacy and use colony ships. I don't want to be doing that. What I want to do is I want to take this over. So it's only a smallish world, but we still want to take it over. So to do that, I can do it different ways. I can go into my automation settings and go down to gifts. And I don't need gifts, but I can just go down to here and change it from suggesting things to just be manually controlled. So I'm just going to do that. So that's a suggestion. So I'm going to decline that as well. But that's now not going to bother me anymore. This is incredible, this system actually through here. This is all the stuff in the game that can be automated. There's just so much. There's just heaps. You can sort of automate everything. It's a game that doesn't have to be as complex as you think, because you can just set it up to do. I can have it just run itself and not even look at it. Like I tend to just really focus on the fleets is the main thing I look at. Okay, so with this one here, what we're going to be needing is an invasion fleet to take this one on. So I'm going to go and get that one ready as well, because I do want this world, and so we'll get that one prepared. So let's go back to our fleets again. It's easier. I can just manually again. What I can do is I can go back into Sanctuary, and I can go to. I can build either in the spaceport, and you can see that we're not building anything at this stage, or on the planet. I can build as well. Excuse me. On the spaceport, I can go and build a new ship or base, and I can then just go and build like fuel tankers, small troop transports, which is what I want. I can build them manually if I wanted to, or I can build a little fleet of them. It's a good habit to get into using the fleet templates. So you do that by going to the military tab, fleet templates. I've got an invasion fleet. I'm just going to make use of that one. If I can go and copy these and add more to them if I wanted to. So Red Shirt saying I'm already in this run, which is a new one. Don't worry about DasTactic, because we'll most likely be starting again at some point, probably in the next week or so, when the new DLC is available to me. So yeah, I wouldn't bother. if I get any out today, I'm just going to reject them, basically, any DasTactic stuff. So Invasion Fleet. By the way, if you're watching, you don't know what DasTactic is. It's if you name a ship and it gets blown up, or a planet and it gets blown up, then essentially, or gets taken over, you get banned. I ban you for half an hour, so you can't communicate with anyone. So I'm a little froggy. Yes, I am a little boss. I'm playing as the Boscara, so I'm in character. No, I've had the flu. So the Invasion Fleet. I'm going to edit this fleet because I don't want 14 ships. I just want a couple. So I've got frigates, destroyers, and troop transports. I'm going to go and make 2 troop transports. I'm going to ditch those and ditch those. So I'll just go with, say, 2 troop transports. That'll be enough. So that's all I need at this stage. I don't need to change any of that. Let's go that way. And I'm going to build a new invasion fleet at Sanctuary 1. There it is. I'm going to make this one control group number 3. And so that will then build that fleet. Now this one we're still building the troop cloning as well. You see, the troop cloning is now done. It should start to be building executioner hives. You'll be able to build them fast now because of that. You know, I think I'm going to be wanting more of these. This one's still under construction at 87%. This will be for armor. Just missed that one. Our second fleet, you can see, is still struggling back through here. This particular ship is going back for retrofits. It's out of fuel, so now it's really, really slow going back through space. The other ships, this one's out of fuel as well, this patrol escort. So these are now really slow. There may still be damage here. Armour has been damaged there. Everything else has now been fixed up. The ships have sort of, they've fixed themselves up to a degree. The first troop transport is ready. Spies appeared. Now we've got the long-range scanners are picking up stuff around Ethiopia. And this is where the pirate base is that we're friendly with. So they're just hovering around in here, just slowly retreat with their pirate ships. So there's nothing much. They'll eventually become more friendly with us. So we're paying them money at the moment. Orangutan saying he's saving his voice so he can roleplay as he took in the DLC, which will need a high-pitched voices. Yes. Yeah, I can't do that at all. Now, sorry, in YouTube, I haven't been reading much of what you guys have been saying. Just see if there's anything where people are actually asking me questions directly. Rocklight's saying yes, it does, but it refers to the type of exploration. Yeah, so, okay, there was been questions about what I was showing with exploration. So Tenor is saying, is there an option to confine specific explorers to your territory? That way they can survey already surveyed planets after they get a module upgrade. That's a great question. They do it automatically, but there is a way you can do that one. So I'll just pause the game again. Yeah, that's a really, really good question. And it's not an easy answer, by the way. But the game automates everything. Everything basically can be automated. If I go back to the policy settings, and I don't do this, so I may be wrong, a little bit wrong about this one here. I've got exploration here. Now that is send survey teams when. That's not it there. There is something in here where you can tell it when to focus on asteroids, for example, and to focus on other things. Just have a look and see if it's in here. But there is actually it may not even be there. This is the policy settings. If I go back out to the actual settings of the game, This also has gameplay settings in it. So Orangutan saying, can't you set an explorer ship to have a home world and then a range of operations like any other ship? No, it doesn't work that way. I'll just see if I can find it in here. It's not it. No, okay, no, that is just game settings. It must be in the policy settings in here somewhere. Got the priorities. That's for them to build. This is the ratio of building different things. So it's not that. So again, I never use these. But I can't see where it is. T5 Cats are saying Daz needs a lozenge. I have some in my. I didn't buy any yesterday. Actually, I should have got some. So things are saying I've turned up rather late. We're just getting started, really. So yeah, the fireman's saying, "Oh, research. You think it's under research?" No, it's not that. Yeah, I'm not sure where it is. I thought there was an area in here somewhere that allowed you to do certain things. One thing you can do is you can set the explorers up to not just be explorers. Like you can actually, I know there's a setting somewhere in the game. I know there is about like how much it will then go off and look at different things. Maybe it's hard coded. I didn't think it was. I remember reading about it. Anyway, if we just go back to this Explorer, at the moment it's fully automated. I can tell it to do different things, for example, to auto-explore, auto-scout systems out, so it can just sort of bounce around and check out things, auto-spy on enemies, or just fully automate and just do whatever it wants to do out of those other three. So at the moment they're on auto-explore, but I can just have it scout systems and look for things, look for dangers and stuff like that. So you can do that. That's one thing you can do. But these don't have a home system as such. So they just go off and keep on exploring. And they'll just keep on looking for anything that they can look at. But you'll notice that they're missing or avoiding going to too many asteroid belts. They're sort of, because there won't be too much left in the asteroid belts. They'll come back eventually to do them, but not at the start. But I can't remember where that actually is. I'm pretty sure it's automated somewhere. It's a good system. Think military. Maybe it's under military. Yeah, this is sort of maybe it. This is all the different settings. No, it's not there. It's something like this, like it's just a percentage of how much it does it, but I don't know where it is. Yeah, I'm not sure where it is. I thought it was under exploration. I mean, you can sort of do it there. Send the survey teams, which are the the ones that take a long time, when there's hidden items present or colonizable or populated. Yeah, I'll just leave it. It's okay. We'll just leave it on defaults there. All right, anyway, just continue on. And wait for our second fleet to get back. No, it's not in the exploration tab. Oh, you may think it may be in here. Okay, it's in under here somewhere. That's the partially explored systems. We've only fully explored 4 systems. Everything else is yellow, which means we've still got stuff that is unknown. Build ships. Yes, I do want to do that. So we'll accept that one there. Known stars. You've now got a search facility there as well. Known ruins. We don't know any ruins. We know by cheating where one was. These are the special gravitic anomalies that we have to go back for once we clear them out. That's a cargo freighter coming in. New resources, just missed that one. By the way, even though I'm showing such complexity with the simulation side, the game can look after everything, so you don't have to get too involved. You don't have to know what's going on. It's fun once you start playing to realize what's going on, but it's not like you have to manage it. So don't feel you have to manage it. Like I'm really not doing much at all other than just watching what's going on. It's very, like as I said before, it's very much just a simulation game. I don't control these ships. They're just going off to do what they want to do. It's also going off to mine that Brussels system. Now we know that the polymer, we've now got two sources. We found a source here. This is great. This is much closer. The Beowulf system, which is here. And this one you can see that we've got a survey ship which has now found it. Oh, sorry, that's a mineral miner. Two mineral miners there, and a survey ship. The survey ship is trying to get it up to 25. There's still hidden resources here, but the mining ships are now mining this location, and we definitely want to have a large mining station built there. So I'm going to tell it to go and build that. Build a resort base. I'll assign that one. Now that we've found polymer, I'll assign that mission as well. Once we get a mining station built, the mining ships won't do this anymore. As you can see, it's building up the polymers and the luxury resources from that location. Build another construction ship. Yes, I'll do that. Oh, I was going to show the other way to manage the Wekaris. If we go back into diplomacy and go across to independent colonies where we've got the Wekaris in through there. At the moment, it's automatic. And the automatic strategy is saying diplomacy leading to peaceful colonization. I'm going to change that to manual for this one and make it invasion enable. That way they'll never ever ask for gifts ever again either. That's what we want. So we're going to be, the strategy for them is to invade them. And that means that any automation settings will then look at that, at what we're trying to do there, and do it for us. Not so much the invasion, because we're manually doing that one, but it knows that's our goal, our long-term goal. And so we won't be sending them gifts. Now, some of these locations, these are nebulas, and then we've got these sort of locations which are going to be very hard for us to get into. We probably won't get into them in any time soon. These are also different nebulas, but we don't know what type they are just yet. Eventually, we'll find out. There's another big nebula in here, so these are sort of like choke points. You can see there's heaps of them down this way, for example. If we find lots of little ones like these ones here, these will be special locations that may have been a big battle or something like that that's happened in a previous war. These as well, like just where there's big radiation bursts. Another one there, for example. One thing I haven't looked for, is there any colonies, any potential colonies for us? Now, we want to be over 20, and there's none there. That we've got a lot of potential colonies, but they're all under 20. We've got that world there as well, which we'll try to take over. Oh, there we go. We've now found another one there. Let's have a look at this one here. This one has got one location bonus for reactor research, which is great for us. So we'll build another research station there. We've been very, very lucky with all of these different things. Haven't come across any other factions yet. We will at some point. Yeah, eventually we'll find another group somewhere else. So if it's a new run, yes it is. And most likely will be a new run next week as well, because I'm sort of, well, certainly over the next couple of weeks. Hi Banksy, how you going? And it seems to end up being yellow, not fully explored, as a result of either asteroid belts not completely explored or discovery. Yes, it's going to be like anything there's still stuff to be discovered. Essentially, will be left yellow. We've only got 4 systems. It's saying that we're fully explored. Yeah, 4 systems. 31 are yellow, only 4 are green. That's a green. So even our home worlds have got things that need to be discovered. Okay, I'll just pause again. What have we got there? Now, what we're finding is, just get rid of those resources. With the, I'm not really going to stop them from building any more bases ever again. So I'm just going to go back to my automation settings, advisors and automation, and just go down to base construction and make that automatic. That way they won't even ask me. They'll just go and build those stations. So I don't need to worry about it. Yes, if saying also hope you're doing well. The voice is kind of rough. Yeah, it is. It's actually getting better though, isn't it? It's actually better than when I started, I think. Yeah, sorry if I'm missing any comments, guys. It's unfortunately it's easier for me to see the comments on Twitch than it is on YouTube. So, but I'm trying to monitor any questions that anyone does have. And if I do tend to miss it, please just ask again. just put an @DasTactic. That way they show up in red. I can show you what I mean actually. So, this is my chat bot for Twitch. So whenever anyone asks me a question, it comes up in bright red. So you mentioned @DasTactic, bang, up it comes. It's nice and easy for me to see it. This is my YouTube one, as an example. Text is smaller. I don't have any control over it. When it does come up, I do get a little red blip in through there. But it's more difficult for me to see it. So they're the 2 different chatbots that I'm trying to monitor at this stage. But I do find the Twitch one easier. And I can do more things. Like I can go to Orangutang's library and ban him for 30 minutes if I wanted to. So it's just easier than managing the YouTube side. So it's so unfortunately it's Twitch does get a little bit of an easier run at this. But I'm trying to make sure that I look at both. Saying, hey, lol, yes. You missed out the other day, didn't you? Your new research station completed. What this does, the research stations are interesting because what they do, excuse me, we have like a maximum amount of research we can do, but with a research station we get other bonuses where we get other things on top of what we're doing, and it sort of works. It ends up meaning that we can do this faster. It's going to take a hell of a long time for us to get this research. We don't research well. So the more research stations I can get, the better. So Dark Fan saying, you sound different. Are you okay? I've had the flu. Been struggling with my voice all week, actually. So it's just not coming good. Just missed that one. Yeah, so these are the different research locations that we actually have. We've got 2 of them at this stage. Oh yeah, Orangutan, so you can zoom up the YouTube chat. Yeah, actually that works. That works, thank you for that. Yeah, good idea, good idea. There we are. Bigger again now. So it's now larger. Yeah, so Sci-Fi Snob is saying, so us people on YouTube are like second-class citizens. Well, the way it works is, this is how I justify it. Hang on, I'll just pause again, because I do need to explain this. When I do my chat tactic session, which is a weekly gaming news, which I did yesterday, so when I do that, it's YouTube exclusive, so I only do it on YouTube, so I can really focus on YouTube. When I do a Fortress Friday now, or what is it, Worldly Wednesdays, or whatever we're going to call the Space Forex one, when I do those, I've decided to stream them to both, because what I was doing was live streaming to Twitch and then trying to upload to YouTube, and I was starting to forget to do the YouTube thing. So ultimately, by doing it, streaming to both at the same time, I managed to put the video up at one of this live. I just got to try to see the comments as they come through. So it's unfortunately Twitch is so much better at the way that it handles everything than YouTube. YouTube is great for longevity of videos, and that's about it. That's Twitch is every other way with interaction. The chat bots, everything is so much easier. And even when we do our marble runs on the chat tactics to have the giveaways, the like on Twitch it's automatic. On YouTube I've got to run all those special programs and things to make it work. So thanks for the subscription there, Lucasek. Very, very much appreciated. So saying YouTube has been bullying anyone doing Let's Plays of games for years. Yeah, it's also punishes you for stuff, but I think in this case it's a bit of a win-win, because it means I'm not saturating YouTube with content. It's going to be targeted and structured, but it's and it's going to be live as well, which I think is a bonus. So I think in that sense, hopefully, it's the best of both worlds. So not second-class citizen, but it's just easier for me to manage the Twitch side of things. So Falcons are saying, isn't there a program that will combine the comments from both streams so you only have one place to look? There is a mod, yes. Or there's not a mod. There's actually a I've got to use Restream to do that. Whereas what I'm using at the moment is actually a mod. So I'm using a mod for OBS to do it, and it's so much easier and better than Restream for me. I can show you that as well if you like. So this is going to go crazy with everything bouncing off here. But this multi-stream is, I've got the built-in Twitch stream, and then I've got the YouTube stream out through here. And so that's actually the, so I can add in all sorts of different things. And as long as I've got the bandwidth, so this is, and I check it before I start. So I'm uploading to Twitch at 6,000 kilobits per second, but I'm also uploading to YouTube. And so as long as I've got the bandwidth to do it, this is better for me than Restream. But if I do use Restream, I can then go and have another bot that combines the chat. But that doesn't work all that well. I used to use that, but it was not all that great. Thanks, Henry, for the subscription. Very, very much appreciated there as well. Yeah, so Restream does have a chat bot for that one. But I've got to say, I really, really like this chat bot that I use for Twitch. I really like it a hell of a lot. I rely on it so much. It's just an absolute godsend for me, because I really I don't really use my peripheral vision all that much. I tend to be just focusing on things, and having everything nice and bright like that is great. So anyway, let's continue on. More discoveries. It's really just in the early phase of this particular game. I'm surprised we haven't found any others yet, any other factions. Let's see how we're going with our military. We're now building, these are armour. We've got 2 armour built, another one on the way. So at the moment, the AI is just managing all that for me. And these are now pumping out the groups, because we've got the cloning vats. set up in through there as well. Let's grab our third fleet. Now, at the moment, we've got no troops. Let's go and load troops here. Hang on. Got that one done. What's happening now is I need to get... I don't want them all garrisoned like this. So what I'm going to do is I can do it different ways, but I can go in and it will sort of stop what it's doing. I'm going to go to the sorry, the colony automation, and I'm going to change the troop recruitment and garrison to be manual for a little while. I'm going to ungarrison these. I'm just going to ungarrison those two. You can see that these are now going to be picked up straight away. They've now been picked up. I might even get another one. That one possibly will then be picked up by that fleet as well. There it goes. So that's then just showing that it's now the invasion fleet is just automatically filling itself up with troops. It's now done that. Let's go and put them back onto, just return to the top, automation, and I'll put that one back to automatic again. So they'll just keep on building up more troops automatically. Now the other world, these are also coming in as, and I'm thinking that they possibly will just go across anyway and pick it up. But if I go into automation, turn that one to manual, and just go and ungarrison these, here they come. So the other fleet now will automatically start to come across. It's loading troops at Sanctuary. It's now bounced across. They're moving in, and we'll see troops come back in. Yep, so there's that one there, there's nothing, but let's just go back and I'll just leave that on automatic for now. So our third fleet is ready to go. So we've got 40,000 or 50,000 in there. We've got 2 armour and 4 infantry. Now, do we have a general? Yes, we do. Voku Vekadov Veritok in through here. I'm going to make him manual and go to the 3rd invasion fleet. He's demoralising, so we want him off the planet anyway. Just transfer him across. We also have an admiral. I'm going to make him manually controlled, and we're going to change him to the 2nd Defence Force and transfer to that location. Alright, then we're going to get the 3rd. I'm going to go and tell them that they actually have to go and invade this one. Now you can see there, that's the limit of our fuel. The orange is the limits of our jump. So we can't jump out as far as Dol Guldur anyway. We're going to have to actually, when I tell it to go there, I'm going to go and tell it to go and refuel there to start with. And then I'm going to tell it to invade it if it's all okay. So we'll go and refuel at Okaten, which is a moon. And so it will come in and it will jump first of all to there. So it will go to this system and then jump the final jump. So that's what it's going to do. Now the 2nd is ready to go. Now we should have the Admiral should be there fairly soon. Here he comes. So the Admiral's just appeared. So Vaikuz is now on board the ships, and I'm thinking we now send it back out again to take out one of these locations. Now, when we came in last time, even though I've got the 2nd set to very tight, it wasn't very tight because it didn't have a target to go for. So we can now see that we've actually now got visuals on these. I can tell it, go in and attack this one if you can. It's not going to do it though. Yeah, it's too far away. I'm going to make it go to here to start with. So move to Zeta Tukane. And again, I'll go through the different scanners and different sorts of ways that the ships see things, because that's interesting as well. It is for me anyway. I find this stuff interesting. Thanks for the subscription there, Falcons. Much, much appreciated. Yeah, so we're saying, so refuel high, we just want to buy fewer fuel than surprise, yes. So we have 2 fleets now heading off. Now our invasion fleet is very weak, but there's no protection on these little worlds. The pirates, the only pirates we've come across, are not dangerous. So the strategy we're now going to use, last time we ended up all over the place, and when we tried to come together, we weren't cohesive, we couldn't jump together. This is unusual for the Boscara. The Boscara should be able to fine-tune their jumping a little bit better, but we gave them an area in space to jump to. We didn't give them a location. Whereas now we're giving them a location, and then we're going to give them a target. And you'll see the difference if you remember from the first attack, which was all over the place. So through they go. And you'll notice that now with the second, because we ditched the little escorts, we now actually have a fuel range, which is meaningful. Okay, good. New research station completed. That's good. Now, what are we seeing there? There's something here. I don't know what it is. So this has been visually spotted, and there's something visually there as well. There's some sort of mining station. It looks like we may now have a potential enemy. Oh, I can show it here actually. So what's happening is this particular explorer has come into this system and is now going from area to area and doing what it does. It's checking out it's exploring these different moons and things to sort of get it up to a position where it's going to get up to 25 because there's hidden items. But there's something over here which we can't quite see yet. So there's like a base. Where was it? There. And so we're not close enough to see what this actually is. We've got no idea. Now, it may have cloaking on it, which I don't think it will, but if it does, that would be one reason it may sort of impact us. But if we have a look at the actual ship itself, it's got an exploration range. There should be the visual range as well. If I just go back to one of the other ships, because I think that if we just go to one of these ships, their mining bases. So this is a transporter going back with polymer. So it's got a short-range sensor array. And so what these do is they've got a scanning power of 100 up to 1M away, so they can scan up to 1M. And so it then actually can do other things as well, but essentially it looks at things. So anything within about 1M should be spottable from anything that's got one of those sort of scanners on board. If we go back to that particular one here, and if you're trying to figure out how far distances actually are, you can press the Shift key, the Control, the Alt key. The Alt key, if you press the Alt key and then click and drag, you can then see what the actual range is. This is 1.6M. So we think that its basic scanners can go out to about 1M, which means it can see things, it can see ships and other things at about 1M range. Now, if it doesn't have a short-range scanner, and I'm pretty sure these can see that sort of range, if it doesn't have a short-range scanner, then it can't even see that far. And most of our ships don't have them. So when the second comes in, if you have a look at the actual fleet, the ships itself, the patrol escorts have got a countermeasure system. So their visual range is much, much lower. I don't know what the default visual range actually is, We're relying on the frigates to see those ships. Might be the edge of your long-range scanner. That's true, actually. You might be right. Yeah, you're right. You're right. The long-range scanner there is picking it up. Yes. Yeah, because if we don't have frigates go in, they will see that there's entities there without knowing what they are. But the little scanners will actually then pick it up. Just turn those long-range scanners off. When I turn them off, I'm just turning them off visually. I'm not turning them off. Now, even with this, I can't actually isolate them. I know that they're moving around. I know that there's items moving, but I can't actually target them. Now, when these ships come in, let's have a bit of a look. This will start to firm up, but as soon as they get close to the system. Now, at the moment, that first ship is a heavy escort. So the furthest one in is a heavy escort. I still can't go and grab those Gravelexes. I'm not getting information on them just yet. Let's watch what happens when the frigates arrive. Now, notice how they're now clustering, which is what we wanted originally. This is what we want for the attack. This is how we're going to destroy them. We have to be clustered together to be able to get the damage done. Now, we now actually have heavy escorts that have come in. We've got frigates as well. The frigates have got the short-range sensor array. They've got the scanning range of 1M. And so, is that 1M away? Let's have a look and see. Press Alt. Oops, hang on. No, it's just outside the range. But it may still be enough for us to start to pick them up. Yeah, now we can see them. Now that our frigates have arrived with their better scanners, we can actually now target them, even at that range. So we now are okay with the second. Let's just go back to the second again, and just get all of them in. So they're now moving to. But you see how they had a target. They had an actual target rather than just a position in space. And this is perfect for attack. So this is exactly what we want for this attack to go in. So, but now I've got an actual target that I can go and say, kill this one here. Now the one that we were shooting before will have healed up. So I'm just going to go in and do an attack on that Gravelex. They will now zoom in very, very closely. Now the Boscara have an ability to target this even better than most other factions, I think. Just press F1. This is the Galactopedia. If I go to Alien Races, Boscara, I think that we have, or is it the Xenox? We've got this ability. Might be the Xenox. Yeah, I'm not sure where it is. They have all ships have 20% better hyperjump accuracy. Yeah, okay, so it's the Xenox, not the Boscara. But even so, it would be nice and tight for this. Okay, Course Lord has redeemed the character. I'm not actually. I know I put it in the name, but it's not going to be worth it. It's going to be there for I'm going to be heading off pretty soon anyway, so it's actually not going to be worth doing it. So I'll redeem your redemption, Course Lord. Now it wants to build a colony ship. There must be a colony that we've found that's actually viable. Yeah, there is one called Shun, and so this is a you'll see it's plus 22. This is the colonization suitability. If it's under 20, it costs us a lot of upkeep. So where's Shun? Let's have a look and see where it is. This is it here. Volcanic World. It's got a hidden lobe. It's got emerald crystals. So where is Shun? Now we've got a colonization range limit of 150. So it must be just within range, I'm guessing. Wow, yeah, it is. Actually, technically, we go out to there. So we can actually go and that's just inside the range for us to be able to colonize. So that's fine. Yes, I will go ahead and we'll build this colony ship. It's going to cost a fair bit, but we've got a fair bit of money there. So we'll start to expand. We know there's something else there. We don't know what it is just yet. All right, let's go back to this one here. So we are now really bunched up. Whichever one's the closest, we want to keep everyone together. This is so different than the attack we went in with last time because I gave it a point in space and so it was very inaccurate. This time I gave it an actual location and now a target, and it's now very accurate. And there's no area of effect weapons, so keeping them close together means we're going to get good bang for buck. Let's still keep the attack going this way, but we may deviate across to this other one fairly soon. Just move it back down to normal speed. Now we're seeing different ships. This is a heavy escort. The heavy escorts travel slowly. So this one's only traveling at 28 at the moment. But it does have a sprint to speed of 55. But that's still not good enough. These are going to be the slowest ships in the fleet when they start to come in. So as we have a bit of a look at them, we've got the frigates are travelling at about 75, or they will when they get going. So these are just sort of middling along at the moment. The first ships that will take the damage will be these patrol escorts, which are out in front. So we've got, actually that's just an old plasma frigate. I'm not sure. Yeah, we've got 2 fuel cells. Oh, it's a frigate. Sorry, it's a frigate. I was thinking escort. I was thinking that can't be right. Yeah, then heavy escorts. The heavy escorts will ultimately end up falling a bit behind. Let's just watch these as they start to move through. See how the heavy escorts are slowing down? They just don't have the speed. The patrol escorts are faster. They'll start to move ahead. Now, usually the first, they're now gearing up for their attacks. This one is the closest. So it's only 260. That one's 265. It's going to try to attack. Usually it misses the first time. And I think I'll still keep it going against this one over here. Yep, so that one now has been hit, and it did actually go, their beam or their weapon just goes straight through, and we can't really sort of see much about what they actually have. But theirs bypasses shields and then does damage to the armor. And so that one's now going to jump out of the system. And that's fine. Missed the second one. It hit that one, but it's actually still okay. So that was a heavy escort. We now actually have, with these ships, our Sentinel multi-beams have actually got a longer range than the Plasma Blaster. So we just need to get in close with the Plasma Blaster. This one's taken damage to the shield, but it's still actually okay. Plasma Blaster's now going in. And this Gravelix is nearly dead. There we go, bang, done. So the Plasma Blasters, because we've got multiple of them, have been able to get through. This shielding is now no good. Like it's now below 20%, so it should jump out. The second fleet, I'm just going to tell all of them to go after this guy now. That will then override the ability for this one to jump initially, but it then will turn around. afterwards. That's a big one. This is good stuff. Okay. Then move on to this one. You will do it automatically, but I'll just keep it going. Hi, Serion, how are you going? So Serion's saying, I got in the Dwarf Fortress guidebook that they were selling in the merch store. Someone mentioned it the other day. Yeah, it's really nice. It's a really nicely starter book. A pretty good overview of most things, and really good great artwork. Did you end up ordering one? No, I didn't actually order one, but that's interesting. It's good to hear. It's good to hear. I like at least I can then tell other people that it's worth it. Now some of these will jump away because of the settings we've got. This one is now jumping away because of damage. Just got hit again. That one's dead. Excellent. Now the second should just stay together and keep on clearing out these other Gravlexes. So here they come. And again, the old heavy escorts are going to be at the back because they're slow. The plasma frigates and the patrol escorts. The patrol escorts have mainly been damaged by the Gravlexes. They're only travelling at 27 out of a possible 73. Come on, guys, get in there. 36. Moving away. Got our frigates taking damage. It's a little too slow now. Okay, then we've got this one here as well. Okay, they're both down. And I think we have now done it. Let's go back to Galactic North. So that one has been set up. Now, the second took a bit of damage, so let's just go back and refuel and repair at Sanctuary 1. So they'll go back home now. So that now has cleared out. Now we can get another explorer, and this one's off busy exploring this particular system over here. But it's more important that we now explore this. So I'm going to override what it's exploring, and just manually come back in and survey Zeta Tucani 1. I'm just going to go back to manual and change it back to fully automate. So it will still go and survey this location. And we need that survey before we can then go and build a research station. Because we can't build anything just yet. Now, in the meantime, how are these guys doing? They're just coming in now. Where's the other ship? Oh, it's already there. It's coming in from the other side. There's only 42 million Becarus on this world. Major 50 saying, damn, are you DasTactic? Yes, I have been. Sarah saying, I'd love to see Dan's author an advanced Dwarf Fortress guidebook, though. Go more in depth on all the subjects, setting up worlds for more fun, and just deeper dive into all the topics. You know, it's funny, I was going to do a poster at one point. I actually started planning it all out to do like a wall poster for Dwarf Fortress of all the different, the different approaches and things like that. But I just never got around to doing it because I sort of had thought it all through, like all of the or like just like so that it was more visual rather than words. So these guys are refueling, as you can see through there. All right, so we've got yep. So we went now on this new colonizer. We'll assign that mission, but these guys need to attack this world, and so there's one troop on board, but there's also there's also an artifact there, and we want the artifact back at home. So we're just going to go into the third fleet and tell it to invade Ocliton. So what they'll do is they'll now move in close to the planet and then send in their troops. So this one has got the it's already sent some in. So on the planet you can see there we've got a general, which has now come in with 2 normal troops. We're certainly overwhelming them straight away. Here comes the armor, and we've now got easy control here. There we go. Colony conquered, so we'll dismiss that one as well. All right, so with the colony, it's saying we only need a couple of these things for garrison duties. So I'm just going to go and garrison. I'm going to manually garrison that one, which does set it to manual for the troops. So I've got the troops now set to manual. I'm going to so I'm going to keep 2 troops to defend what we've got, and to get the third to go and pick up load troops at Ocliton. So they're going to do that one, and so these are now all going to be picked up. So they've now been picked up. The third fleet has now got 30,000, like 2 infantry, 2 armor. I'm going to tell it to go back to invasion automatic, and it's going to go back to Sanctuary 1 spaceport, and it should then just go and pick up more troops. So it won't stick around. So this planet's going to drain our resources for a little while. One thing I do want to do is get this this Recurrent crystal. Now that one gives 10% weapons research. It's an Empire bonus just by having it. So to move this artifact to a nearby ship, base or colony of your Empire, first select the current location, then control right click on the destination to show a pop-up menu. I want to get it home. I don't know if I can do it automatically. It's Sanctuary 2. Get back to Sanctuary 1. Okay, first select the current location, then control right click the destination. Transfer to Sanctuary 1. Now it will take time to get there, but it should now be on its way. It'll stay there for a long time. I could, rather than doing that one, I could actually go and put it on one of the ships and have it fly back, which I think I'll do. Yeah, so I'll just immediately move it to there. So it's now been moved off the planet. So it's now on this particular ship. So it's now got that crystal, which is an artifact. So we've now got our first artifact. So we'll leave that one there. And the third should start to come back home, because it's now been set to automatic. Wants to load more troops there. I'll tell the third to go back home. So just get this way. Refueling. If you give them refuel orders, their role will still stay intact. And again, it's got to jump twice. How are we going here? bouncing in. There we are. Yeah, orangutan saying I'd have a Dwarf Fortress poster in my home office for sure. Yeah, it's one of those things I was really quite keen on doing it. This is a few years ago now. But I never got around to doing it. Had it all sort of, or not all thought out, but I had a lot of it thought out with the way it would then sort of all work. I should think about it again at some point. The off saying shame about my spy. I feel that had the potential to end funnily. Yes, it was. That was a funny spy. It did advise to restart after the last changes, so all those old ones will be gone. So we need to just do these, get this one to sort of figure out what's what. Yeah, it's too expensive. I'll decline that. Will you be streaming tomorrow? You sound really rough. Yes, I will be. Yeah. I feel good. I actually feel good. So tomorrow's Friday. Yes, I'll still be streaming tomorrow and Friday. Well, tomorrow is Friday for me. Yeah, I'm going to possibly stream Cataclysmo, but I'm not sure yet. I'll have to think about what I stream tomorrow. But I will start to wind up here, I think, guys. So I will call it quits now. So thanks for watching, and yeah, so it's just our first Worldly Wednesday. I think it is. I think this is episode 1. But anyway, we didn't really come across any other factions, unfortunately. Normally you're surrounded by them, but we just didn't actually get that far out. It'd be worth playing one of these again. I don't mind these little games, but yeah, it was a good, interesting start. So wasn't that last week? Maybe it was. Did I upload it to YouTube? I don't know if I did. So I think that by doing it this way, we're going to be able to at least have both YouTube and oh, hang on. So Sci-Fi Snob is saying recommended DLC and mods. Mods, I tend to just use mods that change graphics. One thing that I do like is there's a mod that is that changes your resources, so you end up with coloured resources. So that it highlights the type of luxury resource it is. I forget what it's called, but if you find that one, I do like that one. The other one is and I use naming mods as well. So they do be the main ones I tend to use. In terms of DLC, I think they're all good, to be honest. They've all been very good. All the factions are great. So I think if you like the base game, you probably end up wanting to invest. But if if you're not playing the base game on a regular basis, then maybe you don't bother with the mods. Sort of maybe that's the way you sort of look at it. So, but no, it's good. Yeah, maybe I think I might have done Twitch last week. Yes, I think that might be the case. Anyway, guys, I'm going to call it quits here. So thanks for watching. We'll most likely have to start again because I'm hopeful that at some point I'll be able to then show off the Wekarus and the Artooks, and we'll certainly start new then. So, and I don't know which one of those two I'll play, to be honest. I was not going to be playing the Artooks, but I've since sort of trying to get my head around so that I would enjoy it a little bit, I think. So I'll see how I go. Anyway, I'll catch you guys, I'll catch you guys Friday for Fortress Friday, for Dwarf Fortress, if you're around. On Monday, we'll have DasTactic again, I think. And what else is there? A few things coming up. So each Vegetables first outs play the Artook. Yes, I know, it's sort of one of those things where I think people will want to see the Artooks. They're so random, which I don't like. Anyway, we'll see. It'll be a love-hate relationship, I think. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you.